Eating disorders are one of the most common chronic illnesses of young adulthood. Although these disorders have occurred throughout history, they were not truly recognized as psychological disorders until later in the 1900s. Although EDs may appear in almost anyone, they typically appear more often in young females. Males can develop eating disorders, but teenage girls and young women in many of today's societies are more likely than teenage boys and young men to have anorexia or bulimia. 42% of first through third graders want to be thinner, 81% of 10-year-olds are afraid of being fat, and 35 to 57% of adolescent girls engage in dieting, vomiting, or laxatives.
It is estimated that 8 million Americans have an eating disorder. 42% of first through third grade girls want to be thinner. 81% of 10-year-olds are afraid of being fat. 46% of 9 to 11-year-olds are sometimes or very often on a diet, and 82% of their families are. 40% of newly identified cases of anorexia are in girls 15 to 19 years old. And among girls 15 to 19 years old, there has been a rise in anorexia during every decade since 1930.
Television, magazines, and social media in several of today's societies continually bombard young females with the idea that weight is what makes women attractive, and emaciated bodies are not only normal, but beautiful. In many modern countries, media, models, and dieting successfully promote unrealistic thinness among women and girls. Models, singers, actresses, etc. are often portrayed on media as having a perfect body with no flaws. Do you think that there's like a major cause of eating disorders?
Well, I think just cell phones itself. I think everything that comes at kids today through social media. I mean, I think that plays a big part on self-esteem, on being popular, trying to just outdo one another. And I think the social media, I think for the kids this age, I think it's a very hard. I didn't have to grow up with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had our phones, we called from
Right.
home. And so, you know, we had pressures back then, but they're nothing like they are today with the social media. And I think that's where a lot of that comes in.
Eating disorders are serious health issues and often require treatment. EDs can cause health issues such as low blood pressure, damage to kidneys and liver, and eventually heart failure, which is why treatment should be taken seriously. Recovery for an eating disorder may require the help of doctors, therapists, nutritionists, and group support. Although eating disorders are complex illnesses, they are treatable and recovery is possible. Do you think that anyone who has experienced an eating disorder ever completely or fully recovers?
Well, the girl that I helped a long time ago, she didn't have an issue because she got to the root of the problem of really what the issue was that was making her have the eating disorder. Now, depending on how far they've gone in the eating disorder, they could have side effects from it for many reasons, different reasons. You know, it just depends on the girl, it depends on the situation. But you hope and pray that they do. But I know the girl that I did help, we sought other counseling, and she was able to overcome it. And she's a healthy mom, she has kids, and you know, she's very aware of what she went through, that she doesn't want her kids to go through that.
Research and studies are being performed to learn more about these unique disorders so treatment and knowledge can be accessible for anyone who may be struggling with these chronic illnesses. For anyone fighting through the pain and discomfort of an eating disorder, hope is out there. Steps can be taken to reduce the issue of eating disorders through conferences, seminars, and trained professionals speaking in schools. Educating our society on eating disorders and supplying them with the right advice can assist in awareness and prevention of these illnesses.